Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome in if this is your first time being here. My name is Melissa, and this is Empowered Gems Tarot. Today we're going to be looking into what's ahead for you this upcoming month of October. So we'll be looking into general energies for the month ahead, and we'll be working with both tarot and oracle cards, as well as with charms and dice. So remember that this is a general collective reading on YouTube, so messages will vary in how specifically they may resonate with each individual viewer out there. So as a best practice, once you select your chosen reading, if you're watching the reading, if it doesn't make sense for you, if it feels confusing, or just doesn't really fit what you know your situation to be, just take it as a sign that it's not your message today. Release it, let it go, and understand that sometimes messages are for others out there in the collective that pick the same reading as you. If you guys did want to book a personal reading with me, the link to my website is in the description box down below. Sometimes, well, most times I would argue, personal readings are a better way to get more specific guidance tailored to your own energy if the generals on YouTube are just not hitting it for you. I do also have a Patreon, so if you guys don't want to book a reading, but you want more exclusive content where the pick of cards are tapping into a smaller collective, Patreon could be a good choice for you as well. Sometimes when there's not as many people tapping into the collective of the reading, they can feel a little bit more personal and specific. So lots of options for you. But with all of that being said, let's go ahead and select your reading for today. So we've got a choice between three. If you're drawn to reading one, we have this Sardonyx crystal. If you're drawn to reading number two, we have this black Tourmaline crystal. And if you're drawn to reading number three, we have this Bumblebee Jasper. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Select the crystal or card that you feel the most intuitively connected to. Once you've made your choice, scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will skip you ahead to your chosen reading. I'll see you there. Hey group one, if you guys were drawn to the Sardonyx crystal, this is going to be your reading. So we're tapping into the energy for you for the upcoming month of October. So I'm going to kick off here with your tarot and oracle cards. And then we'll also be extending the reading with charms and dice. And I'll have that portion of the reading timestamp below, just in case any of you guys like to skip ahead to that a little bit sooner. Sometimes the charms and dice can get a little more specific, I found. So let's go ahead and look at your overall energies for this month, group one. So we start off here with the jack-o'-lantern. We have Pisces. And we have intuition. Very cool. Okay. So overwhelming message that I'm already getting from your spread this month is trusting your intuition is going to be huge. This is coming up not only with this literal card that talks about intuition, but also the energy of Pisces. So I feel like this month, it's really going to be about you all like immersing yourselves into these experiences that you're in, these situations that you're in. And we'll get more info to see what that's looking like for you. And really like leaning into trusting your gut. You know, Pisces is, it's a beautiful energy. It's very spiritual. It's mutable water. So it's very flexible, very fluid. It allows us to kind of really immerse ourselves into something. You can almost get lost in it if you're not careful. But I think there is some sort of a balancing act that's coming into play this month, group one, because this jack-o'-lantern card literally talks about protection, right? And like the story of this card, if you were to dig into the guidebook, from what I remember, it kind of talks about how jack-o'-lanterns were put out in order to kind of keep spirits away or negative energies away, right? It's like a protection symbol. So there's like something lighting up within you intuitively this month that's kind of signaling something to you, whether it's a red flag or something where maybe a boundary is going to be required, discernment is going to be required. I just kind of feel like there's this potential to get lost in something if you're not careful. So it's like with Pisces, it's almost like what I'm getting from this is it may not even make full sense to you, like why you're getting this intuitive hit, why you're being lit up or why you're being cautioned or called to be discerning. Like it may not even make sense. And I think that's the trick, like with this, is that, you know, I think a lot of us want to assume positive intent or not jump to a conclusion before we have like evidence to prove something one way or another. And I kind of feel like this month is about overcoming that and just trusting what your gut tells you right at the beginning. And I can tell you guys from personal experience, like I'm a very logical person in many ways. And anytime that my intuition has lit up about something, like kind of flagged me to something and I have ignored it out of logic, it has always bitten me in the butt later. So I think that's the key this month. Like trust your gut, trust your intuition, listen to the red flags, even if it doesn't really make logical sense to you. All right, so what else, Spirit, can you tell us about the month of October for group 1? What else? I'm so excited I get to use all my spooky decks now that we're in October. All right. Oh my gosh, you guys, not the High Priestess with the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This might have to do with a romantic relationship or just partnership or relationships in general. Here we do have a romantic little energy happening. But yeah, I mean, the High Priestess, it is just echoing this message about trusting your intuition. Let's see what else we got. I feel like the full moon could be significant. We have the 9 of Pentacles. I don't know if there is a full moon in October or a full moon shortly before or after. And then we have the Chariot as well with the 2 of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. I know the 2 of Cups did not come back out, but I do feel like there's something about relationships that's kind of buried into this story for you guys. Like trusting your gut about relationships is going to be really important this month. Now, we have some really amazing energy that I'm seeing here. So we've got the High Priestess, the 9 of Pentacles, and the Chariot. So for some of you guys, I actually feel like this could be connected to your career as well. And maybe there's like someone with work, like a partnership of significance with work that you're being dialed into this month because of this. But it's like the 9 of Pentacles can also talk about being single too, right? So like take it as it resonates for you. Maybe some of you guys are coming into the month of October with a romantic relationship on your mind, and there's something about like being partnered or being single that you're grappling with. But what I see here is you guys trusting your gut, leaning into trusting your gut, allowing your intuition to guide you forward. And there is forward movement here with the Chariot. Trusting your intuition is leading to you becoming more independent with this 9 of Pentacles. This could also have to do with your career in terms of like maybe you're getting like some sort of promotion. You know, in the past when I've gotten the 9 of Pentacles, it's been when I've gotten a job opportunity. Like I kind of stood out as the most high value of all the candidates, right? So that could be significant for some of you. Like maybe you're trusting your gut. It's leading you to a better opportunity for your career. Something with the 9 of Pentacles where you get to exercise independence, autonomy. You're going to be paid really well, right? But if that's not the case for everybody, it's like there's just this energy of you becoming more independent and self-sufficient. And there's forward movement here with the Chariot. When you trust your gut, when you trust your intuition, and you allow your intuition to say yes or no to things for you, it's actually guiding you forward on a much more abundant and prosperous path. And there is forward movement here. It's kind of interesting too, right? Because when I'm looking at the Chariot, there's no driver here. It's just the horse, which is kind of, I don't know, I think that's like an interesting image to ponder. So it's kind of like going back to what I was talking about at the beginning. Like that doesn't seem logical, but intuitively it's working. The horse is going to move forward. It's also interesting too, because the horse it almost looks like he is standing on the verge of some sort of drop off, like a cliff. And so this kind of dials back into that message of protection with the jack-o'-lantern, right? It's like trusting your instincts to start you and trusting your instincts to stop you from doing something that might be not in your best or highest good, even if it just doesn't make a lot of sense. I kind of feel like you guys will be also in sort of like a more behind the scenes vibe this month too. Like I'm just noticing the shadow energy of this Nine of Pentacles. I'm noticing like how she's kind of, in the shadows herself, like the High Priestess just kind of, the High Priestess innately is just more about leaning back and not acting. It's more like assessing and observing, sensitizing yourself, right? So this might be like for a good part of the month, you guys might feel like you're sort of just in observation mode as you assess the situation. Okay, so what else, Spirit, for group 1? What is happening in October for group 1, please? Okay, so we've got the Door to Value flipping out of the deck. So that makes sense. I definitely think there's something connected to your money that's improving this month, like an opportunity that's coming through. And Door to Value can talk about literal, tangible resources, right? Like money, can talk about investments. It can also talk about just anything that you value. So for example, like if you guys are working somewhere, maybe this is a sign of you being invested in, or you investing in something or someone else, right? Through like a class or just anything like of value. There's a door opening up for you to pursue and earn more value. Okay. One more, please, Spirit. And then we have the woman holding a coin. I love that. And then we have action, very similar to the Chariot. And notice like the dual nature of these horses. We've got one going fast, one going slow. And I think that really like summarizes the dynamic of your energy this month, group 1. It's like there's this energy of leaning back, assessing, trusting your gut. And then once you let your intuition flag you, you can push forward with action. Definitely something with money and work and career of significance this month. I think you guys are going to be moving forward in a really positive direction with your career path. And there's some level of value or investment here, or getting a new job, or just moving toward financial stability. Now, for some of you guys with Pisces being here, it could even be that you're earning money through spiritual work or intuitive work, creative work, something along those lines as well. But with the Nine of Pentacles and the woman holding a coin, this is like good money. This is independence. This is entrepreneurship for some of you guys. Okay. So I'm going to pull a career card and a love card, and then we'll be moving over to the charms. So tell us a little bit, Spirit, about the career energy for October for group 1. Oh my gosh, look at this. The horses are significant. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but it's come up in like multiple cards for you. This says, you'll make good progress now. You'll be able to overcome any obstacles on your path. Big leaps forward are possible, which is beautiful energy. And look at this. Remember, we had that Two of Cups poking through. Relationships, business partners, office love affairs, and communication with coworkers are highlighted now. Make choices with extreme care. And that makes sense with the jack-o'-lantern. I think it's really just about you guys being cautious as you navigate partnerships. Not guarded, but just making sure that you're leaning back, observing, and assessing before you put it all out there. But yeah, you guys are definitely making big moves in your career this month. And the horse is a significant spirit animal for you. One moment. I kind of want to look up the horse animal spirit. Meaning, because it's just come up so many times for you. So spiritually, the horse symbolizes power, strength, freedom, motivation, endurance, and representing the ability to overcome obstacles and pursue dreams with courage and determination. It also embodies a powerful life force, representing both inner drives and the ability to create a harmonious connection between instinctual and disciplined aspects of the self. Different cultural contexts add further layers, right? Okay, so just keep that in mind. It can mean different things in different cultures, but overwhelmingly, it's like power and endurance to move forward towards your goals, freedom, independence, which came up with the 9 of Pentacles as well, and then motivation and taking action, going after your passion. So if you guys have been seeing horses, or if you like connect to horses, I feel like that's just further confirmation, group 1, that this is your message. Okay, so beautiful, beautiful energy, group 1. Let's go ahead and see a love message for you. And of course, as you guys know, I did post a dedicated love reading for October as well on the channel, so you can always go to that if you want more specific love messages for your month ahead. But let's see. What's happening in love for group 1, please, Spirit? Intuition. Oh my gosh. The red flags you ignore now will come back to bite later. And I feel like that goes for both romantic love and your work relationships too. So overwhelmingly, group 1, this month, your message is to trust your gut, because it's not going to steer you wrong. So let me go ahead and clear our cards away, and then we'll jump into your charms. All right, group 1, we are back. Let's go ahead and look at the Astro dice and the charms to see what other messages, what other energies you should know heading into the month of October. Okay, we're going to move those off. So we've got Jupiter, we've got the 3rd house, waxing crescent, and we have wind energy or air energy. Let's get some charms for you guys. What else, Spirit, for October for group 1? Ooh, lots of stuff happening here. Okay. Let's see. Look at all this stuff coming up in your social life and others. We have some initials coming up here. Okay. This one's here. Okay. Ooh, okay. This is super interesting that we have the squid, and it's kind of showing up like in the center of the charm board. The squid talks about threats, okay? And so I don't want to scare anybody because that doesn't mean anything like literal. What it means, though, is it ties back to that energy of trusting your intuition, right? Like, I just think that there is something so central this month for that for you, because like you guys are highly intuitive, and you can tell if something is off with a person, a situation, a job, like literally everything and anything in your life. Spirit is saying like this month you need to trust your gut, because your gut is not going to steer you wrong. It's going to be able to like help you to suss out if something is off, or if something is not really for you, if something is not really in your highest good, or if someone is not really moving within your highest good. Okay. So I do want to start off with the career and financial energies that we have here, because I feel like that is what a lot of the tarot was talking through for you. So we'll start with career and business, where you guys have the air element. This talks about intelligence and igniting change. I think this kind of circles back to the horse imagery that we got, because the air element is going to be fast moving, right? It's moving quickly, it's intellectual, it's communicative. So communication, intellectual ideas, education, learning, speaking could be highly significant, and it's going to be making things move very quickly in your career. You guys could be in talks, I feel like some of you, for a new opportunity that's connected to your finances. You're getting news with the bell. There's some sort of news or communication coming through connected to your career and your finances here. All right, you guys also have the waxing crescent moon. This talks about moving toward your goals. So specific to your finances, there's progress being made. And we saw that very clearly laid out with your tarot cards, with the 9 of Pentacles, the door to value, and the woman holding a coin, right? So definitely a huge focus on achieving momentum to your financial flow and your financial goals. And you guys have the 3rd house here as well, which talks about communication. It can also talk about technology as well. 3rd house is ruled by Gemini, which is an air sign, right? So think about Gemini communication, exploration, intellectual curiosity. Maybe there's technology or the internet involved in this as well. Writing, speaking, anything communication oriented seems to be how you guys are going to be making more money, okay? And maybe this is something that you're doing in career that's also helping to drive that financial abundance for you. Okay, now we have some energy showing up here with the health and well-being. So we have the treble clef here, which talks about something being in sync for you. And then we do also have the star, which talks about dream fulfillment. So you guys might be seeing some success in your health and well-being. And maybe that's being fostered through some of these financial changes. Maybe some of you guys have been working on your health, your fitness, your well-being, your mental health, all the things. So it seems like you're really achieving something that's really fulfilling to you this month around health and well-being. It's helping you to feel more in tune, more in sync with yourself. So it seems like lots of success there in that region for you. Okay. Now we do have some energies under home and family as well. So we've got Jupiter, we've got the heart, which talks about self-love and romance. We also have the letter D. So Jupiter is expansion. So there could be something expanding, being magnified. Jupiter also talks about higher learning, spirituality, foreign travel, long distance travel. We have the letter D here. This could be somebody's initials, maybe dad. Maybe it's the first name of a partner or someone of significance that is connected to your living situation. And then we have love, like self-love and romance here as well. So I feel like there's something being amplified or magnified with your home and family life that could be leading to more love in your life or pushing you into more self-love in your life. We have some initials up here too with love and partnerships and with social life. So like the letter O, we have the letter G and the letter U, right? So these could be significant initials to give you guys clues as to who or what might be tied into this love energy with your home and family as well. Okay. Let's see. So we have the pearl here under spirit and self, which talks about hidden wisdom, which really ties in with all of the messages about intuition this month. Hidden wisdom within self. And then we also have the diamond, which talks about commitments and promises. So I feel like this is just kind of speaking to how you guys are really committing to yourself first this month. You're committing to trusting your intuition. You're committed to trusting the your inner knowing, which is leading to, I think, more balanced and healthy new beginnings for you and progress in your career, your finances, and your home life as well. So then we have some stuff coming up in advice. The letter X is here. That could be talking about like an ex for some of you, like literally an ex-partner. It could also be talking about, though, there's a couple things. I think of like signing a document, like signing a contract. So maybe, again, something tied into commitments this month could be significant. Like you sign next to the letter X, you put your name. Maybe there's a need to cross something off too, like to X something out or block something out. The Queen of Swords is here with that. So it's like this month is really just about using discernment and continue to set boundaries, you guys, because again, you have this Pisces energy. Pisces is, like I was saying before, it's mutable water. So it's not always super contained and it can struggle with boundaries. So even though you're leaning into trusting your intuition, listen to the red flags. Listen to when things feel off or when things feel on, right? And make sure that you're setting those boundaries accordingly and blocking out what's not right for you. Just cut it out. Because I think there's like something about that that's connected to your progress this month. We also have the playing cards, which talks about fate. So I think this is like this is something fated happening this month. And the key talks about unlocking wisdom. We also have the letter F stuck in there as well. So again, that could be somebody's initials or the initials of something that's confirming this reading for you. But when I take a look at these together, I just think about like Spirit saying like, trust the universe, trust yourself, trust the inner wisdom that you are unlocking to guide you forward. If you think you need to set a boundary, set it. If you think you need to lean into something, lean into it and trust the universe because you have the key that unlocks the answer that's protecting you from harm. Okay. So this is really interesting, Group 1. This is what I see for your month of October. Comment below. Let me know what you guys have planned and how the reading resonates with you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next reading soon. Bye. Hey, Group 2, and welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Black Tourmaline, this is going to be your reading for the month of October. So We're going to be working with both tarot and oracle cards today, as well as the charms and dice to build out your message. If you guys want to skip ahead to the charms portion of your reading, it will be timestamped below. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at what's ahead for you this month, group 2. So we have Cauldron. This says synergy and healing. We have the 9th house, exploration. And then we have the bat. Okay. So something's brewing this month, group 2. And I feel like it's both internal and maybe external as well, because we do have the 9th house here. So the 9th house is connected to long distance travel or foreign travel. It's connected to higher learning, higher education, religion, spirituality, philosophy. So I feel like this desire for expansion coming from your energy. And I think that desire is starting maybe because of some conflict that you're feeling within self. So the cauldron, it kind of talks about, like, obviously, like in a cauldron, we're boiling something, we're creating something, whether we're cooking something or we're doing a potion, a magic, like a spell, like whatever, something. We put ingredients into the cauldron and we turn up the heat to create something. And so it's making me feel like you guys are either putting a lot of pressure on yourselves, or there's a lot of pressure maybe external to you or coming from within, or both, to expand in some way. And the bat being here is interesting too, because this is about doing your inner work. You guys were drawn to black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is a protection stone that will help to absorb negative energy. But I think for a lot of you guys this month, you're going to be diving into some shadow work, right? Like, and what I mean by shadow work is kind of acknowledging the parts of yourself that are getting in your own way or blocking you, or the parts of yourself that kind of act out because it's longing to be acknowledged in some capacity, right? So I definitely feel like there's this inner turmoil that's like pushing you to look within and do some work, but it's also coming from this desire for growth and expansion. Some of you guys could be diving into your spirituality a little bit more this month too, maybe like experimenting with different spiritual practices. But the cauldron, it definitely talks about how like there's more than one way of doing things, right? And so there may be some conflict here because you're maybe trying to incorporate new and different ideas or approaches. Or maybe there's a need to do that so that you can make more progress here. Okay. So what else can you tell us, Spirit, about October for group 2, please? All right, we have the Chariot. What else, please, Spirit? Okay. Too many. We have the Queen of Wands. Yes. And we have the Empress as well. Wow. And then we also have the Knight of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. Look at this symbolism, you guys, with the Empress. We're using the Horror Tarot today because it's October, so why not? But look at this. The Empress is the divine feminine, okay? And look at what's happening to this Empress. She's got something, some sort of thing, alien entity stuck inside of her. And so I just think that's a really interesting metaphor for what we're talking about here, because the bat, as I was saying, it's talking about doing the inner work and acknowledging things that we're maybe afraid to acknowledge here. This says, invoke thy power and fear not the hidden. What lurks is coming with undenying change. So it's like through looking and examining the things that you need to examine within yourself, like confronting those aspects of yourself that are holding you back, keeping you stuck, blocking you creatively with the Empress. It's allowing you to, it's uncomfortable, right? Because you have to acknowledge whatever is there, but through purging it, it's allowing you to move forward in a better direction. For some of you, and only take this if this resonates with you, but for some of you, I feel like with the Empress being here, there could be something connected to like your feminine, like health, or like maybe there's something around like children or pregnancy or symptoms connected to that area. Again, this is not a medical reading, so just only take that as confirmation if you already know that that's the case for you. Otherwise, discard. But, you know, Empress energy, it's connected to our divine feminine, right? So that's our ability to create, to nurture, to cultivate, to support. And I feel like that's the area of shadow that you guys are confronting this month. All right, so yes, there is this push, right? Like there's definitely this push, this urgency to make moves, to expand, to kind of like get things moving. We have the Chariot here and the Queen of Wands. So Chariot talks about like having a goal. So maybe you guys have a goal. Maybe you've got your sights set onto something and you're feeling really confident and passionate about it with this Queen of Wands. Is she crying? She's crying. That's really interesting. It's making me feel like you guys are feeling very frustrated about something. And I feel like the Queen of Wands is the type of woman who's like, I'm crying because I'm mad and frustrated, not because I'm sad. Like I feel that's you guys this month. Like maybe there are some tumultuous emotions that you're experiencing because like you're frustrated that something might not be going as smoothly as you want, or maybe something that you've created or something you've been wanting. Maybe there's something more work that needs to be done, but there's definitely this high energy and passion and drive to like expand, to do more, to get out there. And you're in this leadership energy of the Queen of Wands. But I do think with the cauldron and this Queen of Wands, as she's like crying here, there's definitely a certain level of frustration. And you guys might just feel like whatever this is that you're purging this month, it's like, it's going to feel uncomfortable. I think it's going to feel like, ugh, like this sucks. It's getting in my way. It's making me feel frustrated because I want things to go faster. There's a huge drive here. But again, Spirit is saying like through you confronting it, it frees you up to make a more positive change moving forward. Okay, so this is really interesting, group 2. So what else, Spirit, can you tell us about? I mean, maybe even for some of you with the Empress, this is like connected to motherhood or being a parent or a mother, things that are frustrating you, feeling inadequate in that way. Let's see. What's happening this month, Spirit, for group 2? But yeah, it really just seems like this is a month where you are purging. You're purging blockages, you're purging toxicity, you're facing the inner work or facing the things that you need to confront in order to move forward toward your goals. Oh, we have Door to Romance coming through. Okay. What else, please, Spirit? And we have anxiety. Yeah. And walking away. Yes, there's this desire to, like, there's a restless energy, group 2. It's a restless energy to get out of something, to move forward into something different, something new, greener pastures. I think wherever you are, it's like you've outgrown it. And that's why there's this kind of friction here. So Door to Romance, it doesn't have to literally talk about romance, like romantic partnership. It can, but it also talks about, I feel like for a lot of you guys, especially with the 9th house being here, to me, this is more about a door opening up for you to live a life that you love, right? We did have the Knight of Cups. So again, maybe there is something connected to a romantic offer coming through this month. We're going to see. I'm going to pull one love card for you, and that might come through in the charms as well when we get to that. But there's definitely an opportunity opening up for you guys to drive towards something that you love, something that will open up more emotional harmony, resonance, and fulfillment for you, whether that is experiences, moving somewhere, traveling, learning, or connecting with a new romantic partner. And maybe said romantic partner is coming from a place of education, or coming from a place that's long distance to you, or something like that. They have a different culture or background here. But then we also have anxiety, right? So there it is. There's like this stress, this anxiety over something that's hidden. Stress, anxiety over something within us that we need to confront. Maybe that's what this is coming out of the Empress, is you guys confronting anxiety or self-sabotaging thoughts and beliefs that could be blocking your forward movement and your progress here. So let's see, group 2. We're going to pull one card for career, and then we'll pull another card for love, and then we'll get into your charms to expand on this message more. So can we get a career message for group 2 this month, please, Spirit? Career messages for group 2. I just saw 1111 on my timer. That could be significant. And for me, you guys, that just literally means like you're on the right path, and that whatever challenge you're going through, it's a temporary stop on the path. Okay. Love message, please, Spirit, for group 2. Communicate. Okay. They'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. So in career, we have innovation. You will need to come up with new strategies to keep your plans in motion. Old ways are outdated. Invent, create, and test ideas. That ties like directly into the cauldron, you guys. And it makes sense, right? Because the cauldron talks about not sticking to one way. It's about trying different things, putting in different ingredients, and maybe it creates a little bit of friction while you're working it out and testing things out. But a new way of doing things is going to help to provide a new and fresh result, a better result for you. So I see you guys really focusing in on trying new things, having an open mind as it pertains to your work this month, maybe having some sort of innovative or creative idea that you're putting out there, that you're leading with the Queen of Wands. Then with love, we have communicate, which says compromise, forgive, and work it out. So talking, communicating, maybe there's somebody here that's walked away from you. Like there's maybe a conversation coming here between you and them that's going to be important this month as well. So I'm going to clear all of our cards off, group 2, and we will see what other insights we can get from the charms next. All right, group 2, we are back. Let's go ahead and tap into your charms and dice and see what else October has in store for you. Ooh, okay. So we've got Sag energy coming up here, waxing gibbous moon. All right, let's go ahead and pull some charms. What else, Spirit, for group 2? What else do they need to know about this upcoming month? Okay, charms flying everywhere. All right. Oh, I forgot we have the cup here. That's kind of coming up in the middle of these. Just pull like a couple more for you. Okay. All right, let me just get this straightened out here. Okay, this is here. Let's see. All right. So I actually do feel like there is something about love life. At the very least, it's like relationships, right? Because we have love and partnership and social life, and we have the cup coming up there. That's kind of sandwiched between them both. So I think on the one hand with Sagittarius, this connects to the 9th house energy that we had in your oracle cards. Sagittarian energy, it's like expansion. So I think you guys are going to be exploring and expanding your social life quite a bit this month, and that could be connecting back to that, where is it? The door to romance card. And you might actually be, if you're single, I feel like you could be meeting someone that's more like secure, like a secure partner, or perhaps for others of you, there's like a commitment to a partner this month, because the button talks about like securing and holding something down, right? So that could be significant. It's like as you're out there, you're expanding your social life. The heart talks about love, self-love, and romantic love. So I think there's probably both themes happening for you. I mean, the Empress is self-love energy as well. And so maybe that's kind of like one of those things that you're purging this month is like your self-love, your self-worth, kind of dealing with those themes to boost it and improve it this month. But there does seem to be a lot of love around you, right? Through friendships, your social life, as well as your one-on-one relationships and partnerships. And probably an opportunity here to either travel or connect with people through learning or higher education. All right. What else? In your career, we have the Diamond. This can talk about a commitment, a promise being made. So maybe you're starting like a new habit. Maybe you're starting a new job. Maybe you're starting like some new goals. Like there's just something here that's being committed to that's more formal this month for you. We do also have a little teddy bear coming up under finances and wealth. So I do wonder, because the teddy bear is literally associated with like the word trauma, and it's probably like more so referring to childhood stuff. There could be some themes around like self-love and self-worth that are coming up as it pertains to your money and your financial flow this month, because those things can be connected together, right? So it seems like self-love through your connections is significant, but also working through any self-limiting beliefs or generational patterns connected to self-worth and finances could be significant as well. Seems like things are going well in your career and business endeavors, but maybe just some self-worth things that you're kind of committing to exploring and digging into more as you guys will be doing your shadow work this month. Okay. What else? And I will add, like, October brings Scorpio season, right? So Scorpio season is a great time to do shadow work because that is literally the sign of deep transformation. All right. So we've got health and well-being energy here. We've got the 4-leaf clover. So I believe this talks about luck. I'm just going to double check here. Clover, yep, luck and abundance. So things going really well with your health and well-being. So even if for some of you there was something that resonated about this Empress when I was talking about that, maybe things are working out for the better for you. It definitely feels like whatever is coming out is for your highest good, right? So things feeling lucky there, things feeling abundant in health and well-being matters. And then under home and family, we've got the waxing gibbous moon and we have the playing cards. So the playing cards talk about fate, okay? The waxing gibbous moon talks about learning new things. So there may be some sort of a fated lesson here this month connected to home and family matters, where you're going to have the opportunity to learn something new. So just have an open mind there. I know there's like a lot of friction and frustration that I'm picking up on in your tarot and oracle cards, and part of me kind of feels like it could be connected to home and family matters because the waxing gibbous moon, it's close to the full moon. And the full moon is when emotions are at their height, when they're at their peak point. So just try to do your best to kind of work through the emotion there and be open to whatever lesson or new perspective you can learn about home and family matters this month. Okay. And then to close it out, we've got some things under self and spirit. The letter O, this could be somebody's initials or someone of significance for someone out there. But we also have the unicorn and we have the star and moon. So the star and moon charm talk about being adored. So if you think of that saying, it's called, when people say, I thought they hung the moon in stars, it's almost just kind of giving me this energy of thinking more highly of yourself, even if it sounds delusional. The unicorn can talk about fantasies and delusions. But I actually kind of feel like there is something really unique and special about you, group 2. Well, we all have something unique and special about us. But the unicorn is like something about you that almost feels unreal, right? If you think about how people use that term unicorn, it's like kind of symbolizes something that's elusive and sought after and something unique and special. Like to find a unicorn, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, right? So just know, Spirit wants you to know that there is something really special about you. There is something that is really highly sought after in you that I think people do adore and see really positively. So I feel like if you've been doubting yourself, if you've been having issues with self-love and self-worth, I feel like Spirit is saying like, think more highly of yourself, even if at first it feels a little delusional or not realistic, because I think how others see you is very different than the way you might see yourselves. So this is what I'm seeing, group 2. Comment below. Let me know a little bit about what your plans are for this month. Let me know how the reading resonates, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one soon. Bye. Hey group 3, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Bumblebee Jasper, this will be your message for the upcoming month of October. So we're going to start by taking a look at your Oracle and Tarot cards, and then we'll get some additional messages using the charms. I will have the charms portion of your reading timestamp below, just in case any of you guys like to skip ahead to that part first. The charms tend to be a little more specific, so let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to start just looking at your overall energies, okay? So group 3, we start off for you with the apple, risk and reward. We have opposition, confrontation, and then we have rooted. Okay. All right. So I kind of feel like this month, group 3, you guys might be feeling kind of pulled in different directions, or as this card depicts, maybe like butting heads with something or someone. And I can see why, because we have these two very like different energies being presented here. We have the apple, which talks about risk and reward, temptation, right, in some cases, but then we also have rooted, which is the energy of being planted firmly in one spot and committing to something. So I feel like some of you guys in group 3, like, there's this energy of like maybe wanting both, like wanting to feel stable and grounded, but then also feeling like something's missing and wanting to take a leap of faith or wanting to take a risk towards something. It doesn't have to mean like whatever the temptation is something bad, right? It could just be that like there's this pull, this push and pull between like commitment versus taking a risk, or staying planted and grounded versus like taking a leap of faith here. Okay, so let's just keep going and we'll see what else comes through. So what else, Spirit, should my group 3 viewers know about the month of October? What else should group 3 know about the month of October, please, Spirit? Okay, so we have the moon. What else, please, Spirit? The 3 of Pentacles. The 5 of Swords. And then the 2 of Wands. That makes a lot of sense with the overall energies. Yeah, it's like with the 2 of Wands, there's something here that sort of like has possibility for you, but it's like there's this, the 2 of Wands talks about like there is an opportunity for expansion, like wanting to grow, wanting to make a decision, or maybe needing to make a decision, but we're sort of like in one foot in, one foot out. That I just keep hearing commitment. Like commitment is something coming up for this group. Like there's this desire for stability and wanting to commit, but then there's also this like restlessness that I'm getting with the apple, where it's like I want to maybe expand and try new things, or maybe go after a new opportunity. And I feel like this energy is just like swirling inside of you. Like I don't really see this month as you making like a huge leap. I feel like this is just a month where a lot of this energy, this conflict, this inner conflict is brewing for you. This restlessness is brewing. So we start off with the moon. Okay, and we have the werewolf energy here. Something about this month, group 3, is like maybe you're moving through a period of ambiguity, or maybe you're moving through a period where things are a little uncertain. I think that there are some fears coming up as well. Like I think of the werewolf, it's like during the full moon, the man transforms into a werewolf, right? Like, and it's sort of like this symbolism for this raw, sort of primal, wild energy that comes up. And the moon can also talk about projection, right? Like, we're not seeing something fully clearly. A lot of times when I have seen this card come up for myself, it's when I'm not seeing a situation clearly. It's like my own fears are being projected onto the situation. And I very much feel like that is what's happening for you this month, group 3. Like, there's something about your own inner fears that you're projecting onto this situation that are sort of making it seem worse than what it actually is. And with the Rooted card coming up, there is a need, I think, for you guys to practice grounding this month. So if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling fearful, if you're feeling confused, uncertain, or like you're living in ambiguity and don't have a lot of answers, I think just getting outside and planting your feet on the ground, like go out into nature, take a walk, like those types of practices are going to help you to feel more grounded as you're navigating a period of uncertainty here. Now we have the Three of Pentacles here. So this is very grounded. This talks about teamwork, collaboration, working things out. So maybe for some of you guys, there is this presence here. This is the Rooted part of the spread where there's this energy of like teamwork, collaboration, working things out, whether this is with like a partner, a team, a group, a friend, like whatever it is, or just working out the situation. But it's like sandwiched between these cards that can really like get in the way of true teamwork and collaboration, because the Five of Swords, this is like self-sabotage. This is like self-defeating, self-limiting beliefs. This can be even like fighting, bickering, having to have the upper hand in a situation. And because we want to have the upper hand in a situation, it's like we don't show all of our cards. We're not being vulnerable. There is a real lack of vulnerability that I'm seeing here around this situation, group number 3. And maybe that's the risk for some of you. It's like maybe it's hard to let your guard down or to open up in this situation because things feel scary or uncertain for you. But it's like this stability is right here with the Three of Pentacles. But I think it's going to require you to like open up and be willing to be vulnerable and to like not allow self-limiting beliefs or negative thoughts to impact the way you're interacting with this. So this is interesting. Let's keep going. We're going to pull from another deck. Definitely interested to get into your charms to see like what this is really talking about. What else can you tell us about this month for group 3, please, Spirit? The other message that I'm getting with the Moon, group 3, is there's a need to be honest with yourself first, right? Because the Moon can also talk about deception, right? And so maybe be honest with yourself starting off. Maybe those grounding practices will help you to get clarity. Because I just feel so strongly like you guys are at a crossroads with this Two of Wands. Like you're at this point where like you can either move forward or you can stay put. You can either lean into what it is that's making you feel restless, or you can commit to where you are. And we have the King of Cups here, right? So there is a lot of deep emotion around this. What is this? And then we have the Four of Cups. You're bored, you're dissatisfied, you're restless. But yeah, I think there's a need to start with self-honesty first, like radical self-honesty here. Okay, so we have cornucopia. What else, please, Spirit? And then we have Goddess of the Moon. Okay. So definitely like trust your gut, trust your intuition. Take care of your mental health this month, group 3, especially with that Five of Swords. And the Moon, right? Like the Moon can also talk about mental health stuff too, right? So if you're going through something tough, like make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because I think that's going to be really key to keeping you grounded and keeping you feeling good. Goddess of the Moon talks about trusting your gut instinct. And I feel like with this Five of Swords, you guys get so in your head, or you have this risk or tendency of like getting so self-sabotagey in your head, overthinking things, fear of vulnerability, that you sort of like might miss what your higher self is trying to tell you. Like this card it talks about how sometimes things just don't make sense, right? You could be like, let's say you're driving home from work and you just feel intuitively like you need to take a different route. And so you do. And then you learn that the original route that you were taking, there was like a massive accident on it. You would have been stuck in traffic for like 5 hours, right? It's like being able to trust those intuitive nudges that don't always make sense in the moment, but that lead you on the right path, on the better path, right? So I think grounding practices are really significant this month because I think it's going to help you. I think like going out in nature, it's going to help you to get more clear-minded, clear-headed, to be more connected to your higher self so that you can make a more like, what's the word? A more like clear decision because you're more in tune with your desires, your wants, your needs, and how you're really feeling about things. We have cornucopia here, and so I feel like part of this challenge for you is that I feel like wherever you guys are, there probably is a lot of abundance, right? There's probably a lot of prosperity, a lot of abundance. Maybe this is also something you're seeking, right? But it's like, I think that part of it is what's making you guys feel comfortable, right? Like a part of it is like, well, this feels safe, it's comfortable, you know, but something's missing. Maybe some of you guys are thinking of taking a risk because the illusion of abundance is there, but it might not really be all it's presenting itself to be with the moon. So just take that as it resonates for you. Definitely seems like a month of inner conflict, group 3. And you know, with risk and reward, kind of dialing back to that because it's a central energy here, but you know, that kind of talks about two things. It talks about like, do I take a risk? Am I too comfortable, and do I need to take a risk to get out of my comfort zone because it's needed? Or on the flip side, am I behaving recklessly and I need to ground myself? It's like assessing, is the risk I want to take worth the reward? And I kind of wonder if that's the ambiguity that you guys are moving through with cornucopia and the moon. It's like, this looks nice and shiny and beautiful and abundant, but is it really? Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull one career card and one love card, and then we'll go into your charms, group 3. So what's happening in career this month for group 3? Please, Spirit. We have 2 coming through for you. We've got courage. Ask what you're afraid of so you can overcome what's holding you back. There are leadership opportunities for the taking. We also have adventure. You make exciting work moves that could take you outdoors or on a trip. You'll need to climb steadily to reach your financial goals. It's kind of interesting, that synchronicity with like getting outside. So maybe for work, some of you guys are going to be traveling more. Maybe you're stepping into a leadership position for some of you. Maybe that's kind of like what you're grappling with as you head into the month. Then we have long-term. So there's a commitment energy here. This says an opportunity could turn into a long-term career move, or you'll be asked to commit to a position in exchange for more money. So there could be some new career opportunities, but they will require commitment. And I think that's like the crux of the challenge, the obstacle here for you this month, group 3, is like, I don't know if you know whether or not you want to commit to this or not. So what about love life, Spirit, for group 3? What does group 3 need to know about their love life this month, please? We have moving, change of residence, moving in with your partner. And then we have Mercury retrograde. Interesting. So there could be something that's up for review for you around your living situation as it pertains to your romantic partner. Maybe some of you guys are moving in with a partner. Maybe you're moving out. Again, with Mercury retrograde and some of this like restless energy that's here, it does make me wonder for some of you, there could be matters of the heart that are up for review as well. Reviewing, second guessing, making sure. Maybe communication is a little stagnant too with this Mercury retrograde being here as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at your charms next, group 3. All right, group 3. So let's go ahead and take a look at the charms to see what other insight we can get for you on the month of October. Okay, so we have number 7. We have the last quarter moon, career energy. We have the 5th house. We're going to pull those off. Let's get some charms here. What else, please, Spirit, for group 3? What else do they need to know about the month of October? Okay. So, lots of spiritual energy, advice, guidance coming up for you. Okay. Okay. So, we have the energy of Capricorn coming up under career and business. And then we also have the clothespin coming through as well with finances and wealth. So I feel like you're feeling pretty secure when it comes to your finances and your career this month. Capricorn does talk about hard work. It does talk about career goals. We definitely have a lot of opportunity coming through for you guys in career this month with that long-term offer, that leadership energy coming through as well. And maybe you guys are getting something more secure with that financially. It's almost like maybe your hard work is paying off through something that you're being rewarded with this month. I think that's that cornucopia energy as well. In your social life or connections with others, we have the 5th house. So the 5th house can talk about our hobbies, our creativity, can talk about things like gambling, taking risks, like literal gambling can be ruled by the 5th house. Think of like creative endeavors like painting, acting, singing, like stuff like that in the 5th. This can also talk about our romantic dating, like our partnerships, our love affairs, things like that. So I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be getting out more this month, maybe like having more fun. It's inner child stuff too, or matters with children. So maybe doing things that are connected to children. If you have children, maybe more social events centered around them. But maybe also just connecting with social activities that are more about your hobbies, your interests, your creativity, and play and having fun. We have some stuff coming through as well under spirit and self. So we have the little deck of cards. This talks about fate. And then the last quarter moon talks about being flexible and adaptable. So I think that maybe this month is sort of testing that for you, right? Because you are pulled in a couple different directions here. And so there is that push and pull between commitment and risk. So maybe this month, Spirit is saying this is like a fated timeline for you to learn to flex between the two a little bit, like to learn to navigate both energies. And that's kind of what oppositions talk about, right? It's like in astrology, we have oppositions. It can feel like you're being pulled in two different directions, but the goal is to learn how to integrate them, how to balance them. And so maybe that's a part of your lesson this month as well, is like, maybe I don't have to fully commit or dig into something or risk something, but maybe I can integrate in some way. So just be flexible and adaptable, and I think just be gentle with yourself, group 3, as you're moving through this month. Now you've got a lot of stuff coming up in advice and guidance. So we have the number 7. This talks about introspection and listening to your intuition. That ties directly into the goddess of the moon energy that we were discussing. So go within. Trust your intuition, because I feel like your intuition is stronger than you think with the moon and that goddess of the moon card that we got. The navigation helm is talking about literal navigation. I feel like introspection, intuition is going to guide you forward. At the same time, though, with the Queen of Swords, set good boundaries with yourself, set good boundaries with others, communicate clearly and with fairness and high standards for yourself and for others if needed. And I think with this, the diamond coming up here, this talks about promises, commitments. Commitment keeps coming up. So maybe Spirit is kind of saying like, your advice for this month, I think, is to go within, like I was saying in your reading, group 3, like you need to go within and really think about, be introspective and really think about like what it is that you want. Before you fully commit to something, what is it that you really want? The Queen of Swords is saying clarity is needed here. Queen of Swords is not going to be loving this energy of being between risk and commitment. Like she's going to be really mentally clear about what she wants for herself, and she's going to be communicating that clearly and authentically with herself and others. She's going to be setting high standards for herself and others. She's going to be following through on the rules that she sets for herself, right? So I think Spirit is saying like, before you commit, really try to understand what it is that you want to do. What are you committing to? What path do you want to take? And then once you have that clarity, then you can make that promise, whether it's a promise to yourself or a promise to someone else, okay? So this is what I see for you, group 3. Please comment below. Let me know what's been happening in your life leading up to this point and what your plans are for the month of October. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next reading soon. Bye.